In recent news, despite already lowered prices, Tesla continues to adjust, with the biggest discount so far observed in Germany, France, and the Netherlands. But why is Tesla making these price cuts? Could it be related to their mission to accelerate the adoption of sustainable transportation, or their plans to refresh the Model 3? And what about the rumors of the EPA implementing new rules mandating automakers switch to electric vehicles? Join us as we delve into the details and uncover the latest updates in the world of Tesla and the electric vehicle industry. Don't miss out on the intriguing developments that are shaping the future of sustainable transportation. Welcome to Prima Invest, where we will give you information relating to all things investing. Let's get to the video. Tesla has once again slashed prices for its Model 3 and Model Y vehicles, but this time the price cuts are limited to Europe, Israel, and Singapore. This move comes after Tesla steadily increased prices throughout 2021 and 2022. Earlier this year, Tesla made headlines by reducing prices in the United States by as much as $13,000 for the Model Y, and even more for the plaid Model S, prompting a global trend of price reductions. These price cuts proved to be successful, as Tesla quickly became one of the most popular electric vehicle brands worldwide, according to various studies. Despite already lowering prices, Tesla continues to adjust. The biggest discount so far has been observed in Germany, France, and the Netherlands, where prices have been reduced by about $6,600 in USD equivalent. As reported by Twitter user @FunWithNumbers, Reuters also noted that all trims have been discounted, except for the long-range Model Y in Norway, which saw a price increase of approximately $963. Tesla's recent price cuts are in line with the company's mission to accelerate the adoption of sustainable transportation by making mass electric cars more accessible, as outlined by Elon Musk in Master Plan Part 1. This mission has always been focused on first producing expensive cars to pave the way for more affordable models in the future. With the anticipation of launching a new, cheaper vehicle, Tesla may be adjusting prices on their current lineup to make them more affordable to a wider range of consumers. Another possible reason for the price cuts could be related to Tesla's plans to refresh the Model 3. Information about a project called Highland Model 3 has recently surfaced, suggesting that Tesla may be making some redesigns to their popular sedan. Previous reports have indicated that changes to the exterior, sensor upgrades, and manufacturing process improvements are expected. There have been sightings of partially covered Model 3 vehicles on the road, with Tesla deliberately hiding certain features such as the headlights. Some differences in wheel design and fender lines have also been observed. Additionally, there have been rumors of the introduction of Hardware 4.0 and the possible addition of cameras to the front bumper or headlights. Confirmations have also emerged about changes to the production line at Tesla's Fremont facility, indicating that the company may be preparing for the launch of an updated Model 3. Are you excited about the refreshed Model 3? Let me know in the comments below. Recent headlines have claimed that Tesla's market share in the EV space is decreasing, despite price cuts and federal tax incentives favoring their US-made vehicles. However, a closer look at the data reveals a more nuanced picture. At the start of 2022, Tesla saw a growth rate of 74% from January to February and had the top 3 EV models and 4 of the top 10 in the country, while their growth rate cooled over the next year and the Model S fell out of the top 10. Tesla has consistently maintained a market share of around 60 to 70%. Critics have pointed out to registration numbers, which do not account for Tesla's cyclical deliveries. In January and February of this year, Tesla had 95,829 new US registrations, a 35% increase from the same period last year. Despite this significant growth, their market share now appears to be 58%. However, this dip may be attributed to quarterly patterns in Tesla's deliveries, as they build vehicles in the US to export to global markets at the beginning of the quarter, causing domestic sales to spike at the end of the quarter. When Tesla releases their official financial results for quarter 1, which are expected on April 19th, it is likely that the numbers will reflect impressive growth, even if its market share temporarily dips to 50%. It's important to remember that Tesla is just one company, and there are numerous other automakers working on increasing the availability of their own EVs, contributing to a more competitive landscape. The EPA is rumored to be implementing a new rule mandating automakers switch to electric vehicles as part of the federal government's ambitious climate legislation. This follows an executive order in 2021 that set a target for 50% of new vehicles sold in the US to be zero emission by 2030. Since then, there has been significant progress in the EV industry, with doubled EV models and charging stations, and tripled overall EV deployment, aided by recent legislation and policies. White House climate advisor Ali Zaidi expects the US to produce 13 million vehicles worth of batteries by 2030, meeting the new targets. While details of the EPA rule are unknown, the increased focus on EV production and deployment is evident, driving a transition towards sustainable transportation in the US. Recent reports reveal that the Environmental Protection Agency has proposed ambitious goals for the electric vehicle market share in the US, aiming for 60% by 2030 and 67% by 2032. The proposed regulations announced by the EPA last Wednesday focus on targeting average fleet CO2 emissions instead of EV registrations. The mandate requires fleet emissions to decrease by an average of 13% per year from 2026 to 2032, with a goal of 82 grams of CO2 per mile by 2032. This would require a significant reduction in emissions compared to the average new vehicle emissions in 2021, which were 4 times higher than the proposed limit for 2032. However, it's important to note that these regulations are still in the proposal stage and are subject to public input and potential revisions before being finalized. In a recent proposal by the Environmental Protection Agency, targets for emissions reduction go beyond just CO2. The proposal includes goals to cut nitrogen oxides, particle matter, volatile organic compounds, sulfur dioxide, and other pollutants by half. While the EPA did not explicitly mention battery electric vehicles, or BEVs, as the solution, it is likely that automakers will lean towards this technology in the coming years, as BEVs are cleaner and more efficient than hybrids or internal combustion engine, or ICE vehicles. If you enjoy this type of content, do give us a like and subscribe. The new rules cover not only passenger cars but also medium and heavy-duty vehicles, each with specific emission reduction targets. The EPA predicts that these standards will drive the increased deployment of vocational vehicles such as electric delivery trucks, dump trucks, public transit vehicles, and school buses, with an estimated 50% of these vehicles being electric by 2032. One aspect of the proposed regulations that may appeal to consumers is the establishment of a minimum EV battery warranty of 8 years and 80,000 miles, along with a requirement for an onboard battery health monitor. Additionally, the EPA mentioned that although General Motors, the largest automaker in the US, requested a target of 2035 for going all electric, the EPA decided to set the target 3 years earlier. EPA believes that these regulations will result in long-term savings of at least $1 trillion for Americans, coming from owning more efficient vehicles and benefiting from improved health and climate outcomes. Furthermore, reducing dependence on foreign oil is an additional benefit of these regulations. It is worth noting that currently, only a small percentage of vehicles sold in the US are electric, but the EPA's proposed regulations may drive significant changes in the coming years. However, the rules may be subject to public review and potential revisions. It remains to be seen if the EPA will set even higher goals for 2032, or if automakers will have to make substantial efforts to meet these targets. Tesla, being a leader in the electric vehicle market, may be better positioned to meet these goals compared to other automakers. In conclusion, Tesla's recent price cuts in Europe, Israel, and Singapore align with their mission to accelerate sustainable transportation adoption by making electric cars more accessible. These adjustments may also indicate plans to refresh the Model 3 with rumored redesigns and upgrades. Despite headlines about a market share dip, Tesla maintains a significant market share in the EV space and is expected to show impressive growth in its upcoming financial results. Rumors of the EPA implementing new rules mandating EV production as part of climate legislation may further drive the transition towards sustainable transportation. Thanks for watching. For more videos like this, click the link shown on screen. Remember to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. And as always, have a good one.